Chicago braces for first winter storm of the season. Chicago residents are facing their first taste of winter as snow and freezing temperatures sweep across the city. The first significant snowfall of the season began overnight, coating streets and sidewalks with slick ice and slush. Reporters at the lakefront described biting winds and falling snow as temperatures dropped sharply. Many lifelong Chicagoans admitted they were still unprepared for the sudden change, despite knowing winter weather is inevitable. The early storm has already caused chaos for travelers, with more than 425 flights canceled and widespread delays at O'Hare International Airport, some lasting up to 6 hours. City officials have deployed over 250 salt spreaders to combat hazardous road conditions, warning commuters to leave early and drive carefully as more flurries are expected through the night. Senate reaches deal to end lengthy government shutdown. In Washington, lawmakers have reached a breakthrough deal to end the ongoing government shutdown, now in its 40th day, the longest in U.S. history. The Senate advanced the funding bill with a narrow 60-40 vote, meeting the threshold needed to move forward. The proposed legislation would extend government operations through the end of January and restore pay for furloughed and laid-off federal employees. Several Democrats joined Republicans in supporting the measure after securing guarantees of back pay and job restoration for affected workers. However, the deal does not include Democrats' demand for an extension of Obamacare subsidies to prevent health insurance premiums from rising, though leaders have promised a future vote on health care. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin endorsed the compromise, calling it an imperfect but necessary step to end the shutdown's economic and social toll. Meanwhile, Senator Tammy Duckworth opposed the plan, criticizing it as a weak concession to what she described as vindictive and malicious actions from the Trump administration. Outrage after Border Patrol uses pepper spray on family in Little Village. A federal investigation is underway after Border Patrol agents allegedly pepper sprayed a family during an immigration enforcement operation in Little Village, Illinois. The incident occurred Saturday morning in a Sam's Club parking lot in Cicero, where Rafael Barraza says he and his one-year-old daughter were sprayed without warning. Barraza, who suffers from asthma, was hospitalized after struggling to breathe, while his daughter also inhaled the gas. Homeland Security officials claim the agents were responding to gunfire directed at their convoy and that several individuals had rammed a Border Patrol vehicle, prompting the use of crowd control measures. However, witnesses and local leaders dispute that account, accusing agents of overreacting and endangering innocent bystanders. The confrontation comes just days after a federal judge issued stricter rules limiting the use of force by immigration officers during Operation Midday Blitz. Community members and elected officials have condemned the incident, calling for accountability as the Department of Homeland Security continues to justify the agents' actions. Trump administration considering 50-year mortgages to boost housing affordability. Former President Donald Trump has hinted at introducing 50-year mortgages, a proposal confirmed by his federal housing director as being under development and described as a potential game changer. Economic experts, including former Trump advisor Stephen Moore, say the plan could make housing more affordable by lowering monthly payments, though it would significantly extend repayment timelines, potentially lasting most of a homeowner's lifetime. Moore noted that while such loans could provide short-term relief amid soaring housing costs, they would also delay homeownership equity. He suggested the federal government could benefit from issuing long-term debt at current low interest rates to stabilize financial risks. During the discussion, Moore also criticized current housing restrictions and broader economic trends, claiming New York City's housing prices may decline as people and businesses relocate. The conversation later turned to concerns over rising support for socialism among young Americans, which Moore attributed to failures in the U.S. education system, arguing that universities are fostering misguided economic beliefs contrary to free market principles. Senate nears compromise to end 40-day government shutdown. After 40 days, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history may soon come to an end, as Senate leaders from both parties move toward a compromise deal to reopen federal operations. According to congressional sources, the proposed bill would fund the government through January 30th and include a guaranteed future vote on extending Affordable Care Act subsidies, a key Democratic demand at the center of the budget impasse. The measure is expected to pass in the Senate before heading to the House, though President Donald Trump's approval remains essential. As the shutdown's effects deepen, millions of Americans have faced rising financial strain, particularly those depending on government food assistance programs. The Trump administration recently ordered states to halt additional SNAP payments or risk financial penalties, leaving vulnerable citizens without essential benefits. Public pressure on the White House has intensified amid polls showing most Americans blame Republicans for the prolonged shutdown, even as President Trump touts economic successes and record stock market highs.